You're listening Vic Talk Show at Vlog Radio, and I'm your host, Vic. Today, I want to ask you some questions, and I want to request you that please be positive, be patient, and be calm. We don't need to panic. We understand the situation. We are human beings. We are not animal who could not find the way out of any problem. Every problem have a solution for humans, because God have gifted us a unique quality and unique brain. We have been solving all problems since centuries and thousands of years, whatever problems we faced in our life. So don't think this is the end of your life or this is the end of the world. We should not panic, because everything happened for a reason. Whatever happened in this world on its worst, it happened for a reason. Maybe sooner or later we'll get to know why this happened, and then we will see the good side of that. Definitely it's not good that we are losing some people, our loved ones or near dear people. But somehow it's a lesson from the nature, from the God, to tell us, stop it. Because the root of this virus, from the country, from the culture, from the people it's coming, was a message to them, stop it. Just stop it. Whatever they were doing to their self, whatever they were doing to the innocent animals and to the world, nature or God need to stop it. One of the Chinese pastor have said in his speech, let me share that with you guys. He said, the hustle and bustle of China finally quieted down. The restless society finally calmed down, and the restless Chinese people gradually calmed down. The wild animals that were once held by humans in cages finally managed to keep humans in cages. The cages in their houses, in their cities, in their street, in their community, colony, wherever they are living. Humans finally lowered their proud head and began to think quietly, are we still king of the earth? Mankind finally felt the power of nature once again, the power of Almighty once again. What we human are doing now, our country's government is locking down us. Italy is locking down. Philippines locking down, US locking down. All of these countries are now making their cages. The cages in the houses or the city, they are not able to move out. Why? Because not you and me, but human being, Chinese were hunting these animals, making them live in a cage, whereas these wild animals had a right to roam around in their jungle. The way we roam around in our society, in our city, they also have a rights. But how? You capture a bird whose world is sky, the entire sky, and you put it in the cage, and that cage is not the cage. It's like a prison box where you can probably go out for doing some other things to breathe out. But this animal were not able to go out to look around for what? Just to be the food of some people's stomach. The hunger which can be calmed down, the hunger which can be feeded away by provided food by the nature and the God and Almighty. Look around yourself. There are a lot of other foods which can feed you, but how can we be so greedy that we kill these animals who doesn't deserve to be in the cage and then in our stomach. They live their life in that cage and they die for our body, cage, stomach. I just want to tell you this. God or nature have gifted us some great qualities. Brilliant brain. But why we don't use that brain for doing something good for people around us? For other animals or species around us? Whatever we are giving to the world, it will come back to us. Whatever China is doing to the world, it will come back to China. Whichever country you're talking about, I'm not talking about China, Russia, Europe, Italy, Iran, any country I'm not talking particularly. I'm just saying whichever community, personality, doing whatever to the world will come back to them to make them realize that they are not the superpower. There is a power which is beyond you, above you, and it will make you realize that you cross your limits, and this is the time get back in your limit. Just feel it. Try to feel it and imagine it, that how these Chinese people were brutally, breeding them, then killing them, then eating them, and then finally one day came the justice of nature, the justice of God, whichever you believe in it, okay? That actually came back to make them realize that, hey, get locked in your house, get locked in your city, get locked in your country. The most unfortunate thing is that some people, some innocent people did not do, but they're being punished. But that's okay. We need to learn from others' mistake so that we don't cross our limits to make mistake. Mankind finally felt the power of nature once again. The power of Almighty. In the face of the threat of the death, human beings have only begun to reflect seriously, only to realize that lack of the awe-inspiring social atmosphere will lead to more harm and more risks. The greedy heart is being purified by the virus. That greedy heart which was eating not only those small animals which was probably allowed by nature or God to be eaten, but also those who deserve to live their life openly in the jungle. Nature or God have decided while making this world who will live where and how. We are actually going against the law of nature. And finally, the nature is telling us that if you don't abide the law of nature, then I will abide you. I will punish you, whatever punishment you are giving these innocent animals unnecessarily. I'm glad that these greedy people have been purified by the virus, and the mouth that loves to eat is being punished by the virus. The people who have been soaking in the bright red and green places, all they have been driven home by virus, saying them, hey, go home and live there. I'm still not gonna kill you on the level of numbers you killed us. Think again, in last 50 years, how many those animals would have been killing if we just got scared in just 1 month killing? You wanna count the numbers of those innocent animals killed? Or you wanna count the numbers of human got killed? I have no happiness for those human who have died, but I'm happy there will be no more brutality for feeding their tummy again. Now look at this justice of nature. Look at the justice of God Almighty. The China which were polluting the country, the China which was polluting the nature, the China which was polluting the world, got slower down. Nature told them, hey, take a break, have a pause. It's enough. It's really enough. Now, there are fewer and fewer people on the street, very few cars on the road. The air is getting fresher. The haze is gone. The sky is getting bluer. The sun is getting brighter. Family lives are getting warmer, harmonial, and cordial. And people's hearts have become more and more calm. More calm. Probably China needed that. Probably the land of China needed less pollution, the less burden of cars, the less brutality of killing these innocent animals. Probably China needed a really good fresh air for their future generation. Probably they had to learn this lesson to stop killing and eating these innocent animals. The cycle of nature which made them to survive and maintain the system of nature. I'm glad. And in all this shows that there is a power. There is something, there is somewhere, someone who actually control all of us, manage all of us. They just give us a chance. We just get a chance to go up to an extent. And after that, the end. People who haven't read for years have picked up books at home. Look at this. It's really interesting now. My friends, they are now relaxing with family, okay? They're spending time with kids. They're more concerned about their health. They're spending time with their parents. This global curfew definitely needed everyone to take a break, chill, relax, hold on, have a pause. Now this break will teach us what we were missing and what we are going to miss. What we were missing and what we are messing up. Parents and children who had no communication with their children, couples who couldn't speak few words a year have opened up their conversation box. My some friends and relatives suddenly communicating with me. That's true. Pastor is right. And that's reality. Children who did not know how to respect the elderly has also begun to be filial. This is amazing. We needed this. The virus is like a cleanser to our dirty society of human being to tell us, to teach us, to improve us. And this virus taught human being a vivid and profound lesson. It made us understand awe. It also let us know what is called good times. It also made us feel true love on the earth. It made us gradually fall in love and return to the road. We really should be grateful for this enemy. This enemy which made us to turn back being human being. We need such an enemy to give us reminder and give us empowerment. The virus will not leave so quickly for sure, okay? It's not for 1 day or 1 week or 1 month or 1 year. Maybe it will gone away from our surrounding, but it will be in our mind. We will never forget that we had faced this. We will probably going to eat again any one of those animals, but it will remind us to be careful. For generation, it's now in history as a bold words to be remembered, embossed in our history. It's the biggest one in our history. So the virus will definitely not leave so quickly. And it's neat to see the cultivation of humans' good habits. And the virus will not continue to rag because human love will gather more power to keep the virus away. Time will tell us everything, and time will also prove what is right and what is wrong. At the end, the virus reminded us there is an Almighty, and humans are just humans, just like those other animals. So my dear friends, all of you, and you. Next time, think again. In last few days, didn't we change our food habits? Are we okay with this now? Yes, we are okay. Then let's continue this as long as possible. Let's make some food habits of killing and eating little lesser. Let's change our habits. Let other species to live their life for which they have been given birth on this earth. If we cannot give life, surely we should not take the life. But if we don't have any option, then it's your choice. I have decided that I will try to eat less meat, less animals, and at least those animals which is not made for eating. If there is no other purpose of any animal and it's only for food, probably I'll eat, and I'm okay if you eat, because they're being made to be feeded some other species, some human beings. But certain wild animals, they are wild. They were not allowed to be breeded by human beings for their benefits. Soon we will realize why all this happened. We will realize that when we killed some animals, how they were maintaining our nature system. That it will be too late till then. But I believe that we still have enough time to control ourselves, to control our bad habits, to control us not to go beyond our limits. And let's save the world. Let's save those animals which deserve to circulate the system and circulate the nature of cycle. And I'm very sure that soon, very soon, Corona will be gone from this world, leaving some footprints behind as a lesson for us, for our kids, for our coming future generation, to not do those mistakes which we have done. And that way, we and the animals will live together, survive together on the same planet which nature and Almighty God have gifted us. Let's appreciate the God. Let's admire the God, the Almighty, and the nature for their gifts in such a beautiful way with our lives to share with others' life. So my friends, I would just suggest, do not panic. Do not lose your hope. Believe in that God and nature which have just taught a lesson, and we learned a lesson. Just be careful. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. And God bless. I would still appreciate all of you, my friends, who's listening to me, sharing their thoughts, ideas, advice, so that if I'm making any mistake or I'm not understanding or learning something, then your opinion, advice, and suggestion will help me to fix my errors and make it perfect and better. But before suggesting anything, I would suggest you or request you that just remember, I cannot satisfy each and every one, but I can try to satisfy almost everyone. I hope you understand what I mean. Please take care of yourself and have a good life. God bless you. Good luck.